Going to take this opportunity. I'm hijacking Gemma Sharples' YouTube channel, and I've wrote some few questions down.
I wasn't expecting this.
I know you weren't, and it's good to know, because obviously anyone watching you, I get mesmerised in what you say. We've done a series of podcasts today, and I'm looking at that and just the fountain of knowledge that you are, Gemma. So I've got a few questions that I'd like to ask you that I'm sure the viewers watching you will want to know.
All right then.
From the top.
Fire away.
Why did you get into business? What is it about being an entrepreneur, running your own businesses? What was it about business that got you excited that you want to get involved yourself?
I just think business is magical. I think if you get the right ingredients in it, it can be anything you want it to be. And the most amazing thing about it is, if you have a passion for something, you not only be able to do something that implements, and impacts your life, but impacts others as well, and provides opportunities for people, whether that's people coming in to being part of your team and being on the same page and having that vision with you. So, providing things to others, people with services and products. And I just think that you're in complete control of your destiny. And I think that's an amazing place to be, to have the choice and the options to impact people and do whatever you feel is burning inside you.
For sure. What do you think that the ultimate key to success is?
For me, I think the ultimate key to success is truly being disciplined in what you want to do and achieve, because being in business isn't always easy, and it isn't always plain sailing, and you get thrown curveballs and shit can happen. And I think if you're really disciplined to the vision, and also keeping your heart, what was that passion, what was the thing that drew you to starting in business, and always remember that, because it can get lost. But if you're disciplined to that, when it gets tough, you stay on the path. And when it's easy and you're going to say you're going to do something, follow through and do it and be committed to it. And I think if you're able to be disciplined and committed to everything that you choose to do, success has to follow. It has to. You can't keep falling down a hole and not getting out. Like, just having that drive in yourself as well, and belief. You've truly got to believe in who you are and what you do and where you're heading. Because if you don't believe in yourself, nobody else is going to. So it starts with yourself.
What is the one biggest threat to any business that can be sort of across any sectors? What is the one threat that you see that business owners that face?
The biggest threat all the time, it isn't, it's literally cash flow. That's the biggest threat. Like, you can have all kinds go wrong in your business. You can have employees come and go. You could be shit at something. You can get someone to come and help you with that. But if you don't have the cash flow, that lifeline into your business, which is the blood of it, and you don't even understand your cash. You just look at your bank and you go, I've got money and I'm fine. You can't see the future and you can't see the pinch points. And if you don't have that, your business isn't going to last. It's going to end when that cash stops. Just look at what's happening right now in where we are. Like, we've got high street shops closing because their cash flow can't survive this time that we're currently in. We've got Topshop and Debenhams and all of these ones going down and under, and these are big players. But one might be down to the fact that they haven't got the cash flow because their businesses are on the high street and they've got big overheads, and they didn't pivot enough quickly to have enough there in the bag, when this situation arose. Now, I know that we can look and go, well, nobody thought this was going to happen. But at the same time, if you don't have your cash flow, you can only survive so long until you have to close.
And this is why having a mentor like yourself, because we talk about this all the time, that when they're in cash flow worries, the first thing they cut off is marketing. And sometimes they don't have the skill set to realise what they're doing. So from your point of view as a mentor, you're able to see that sort of 10,000 foot view over a business, which I think is massively valuable. I mean, to do with your business, something that viewers might want to know, what's the biggest mistake that you've made in business? What's the biggest mistake you think you've made in business?
I think my biggest mistake that I've made in business is, at the very early days, was trying to do everything myself. I really, really do think that was it took me time to get to grips with that, because my business was my baby. And I knew everything that I did it right. as good as at the time I thought was right and perfect. But that whole handing something over to somebody, I found myself in a situation where I would bring people in, and if they didn't do it correctly, I'd do the job myself. So I was actually paying people to do a job that I was doing for them. And because at the time I hadn't really looked into what it was I wanted to happen in the business, systemised it really, and also held people accountable to those things, it was just easier, it felt easier. You say short-term pain, long-term gain. I wasn't in that space at all. I just used to deal with everything as it came up. And I think that was my biggest mistake, not being very clear on what my expectations were from people and taking things off them and disempowering them, because I think that even if someone's struggling with something, as a business owner, your first thing is like, I'll go in there and I'll solve it and make it better. But yeah, absolutely, you can come and solve something, but you need people to come to the table with their ideas. And if you're going to be a business owner that goes, I'll do everything, guess what? Everyone's going to give you their shit. And that's what happens quite quickly. And then you look at your business and go, I've got all these people around me, but I'm fucking doing everything.
Yeah.
But it's only yourself to blame.
And one of the components that you talk about of the 6 is the systems. And there's a great video on Gemma's YouTube there about the technician to entrepreneur, and the fact that you've been through all the pain points that every business owner probably has gone through. And the whole point of having the mentorship and having, again, you as a mentor, is you're shortcutting the process. Something that people have said on your podcast is that they've learned strategies over a short period of time that's probably taken you years to accomplish. So it's I admire what you do. Something
for me
else
as well, like I'd say, I definitely I've done it the hard way. Do you know what I mean? And now I'm knowing what I know, and this is why I do what I do now today, because I look back and it wasn't just my history. Like, I've got a history of my mum and what she struggled in her business, and if anybody's ever been to my one days, you'll know that story. It was not an easy path for me growing up either. But that's why I'm passionate in what I do today, because I don't think business should be a slog, and I don't think business should always be hard. And there is, if you're prepared to work at something and implement things and learn things, absolutely you can make that whole process so much quicker. So for me, I made the mistake of, I didn't even know at the time, to be really honest. It wasn't really about mentors and support and people giving value. Everybody held things close to the chest. So for me, I heavily now am still invest in myself with a mentor, because I just think that I don't know everything. The world's forever changing. And if I sit there and think I know everything, guess what? I'm going to be left behind very quickly. Not just like in all my businesses. So I know that I'll heavily invest always in myself and implement those things, because now if I need to do something, or I want to take my business somewhere else, I go and find that person who's doing it and I say, show me the way. I don't want to spend another 10 years trying to find out the way and making all the cock-ups and losing all the money. Just cut out the shit, take me there.
Yeah, well, I'm going to strike that question off, because one of them was obviously invest in yourself. I know that's something you do heavily, and clearly, again, the results that you've had, I mean, it speaks for themselves. Kind of ties into what you were just talking about as well there, to do with the family work-life balance. As you well know, I know a lot of business owners that have the family, that have the work. You run the family.
Yes.
You run the businesses. How do you manage to do that family work-life balance? Because I know business owners do probably struggle with that, and then don't find the time to do things like investing in themselves.
Yeah. It is a hard one to answer that, because it's very easy, when you have a family, and if you feel that this is like anything in life. You can feel that your business is doing really, really well, but then you might look and go, my family life isn't doing as well because I put all my energy there and I've done that. And I truly think it's about having a balance. So one of the things I do every single year, and throughout the year, to be honest, is whenever I'm filling my calendar and tasks and things that need to be done, the first thing I fill it with that goes in is my family things. They take the priority. So like if it's a holiday to go away, that's what goes in. If it's a school holidays, I'm out of the game. Like I'm with my kids. And I think it's important to do that, and not to constantly feel as though you need to be in the business. You need to have that balance, but at the same time, it's about not beating yourself up as well about things, you know what I mean? Like, because you could sometimes feel like, well, I need my business to be amazing, and I want my family life to be amazing, and I want my social life to be amazing. Of course we want everything to be amazing, but we are only one person and we only have so many hours in the day. So I do think it's about really scheduling, and knowing what you want it to be. Like, how many holidays do you want to take a year with your family? Like, what's the important things you want to do together? And do you actually have downtime and cut off time where you have to be really disciplined with that as well? Because it's too easy to let work creep into those hours as well. So it's something that I've got better at over the years, a lot better. And I think it's important to, if you're feeling though that the business is taking over, the only reason it's taking over is because you're allowing it to. We all have a choice. So it's that balance, total balance.
That leads into obviously the mentorship group. What is the mentorship groups that you run all about? What is the whole reasoning behind it? What's the power that it's got, and what will it do for business owners wanting to get involved?
The whole reason that I began the mentorship was to really support business owners over a long period of time. I do training where it can be very impactful and a lot of information given, but at the same time, it's that having that accountability to somebody and being able to implement as well and understand how to set goals and stay on target and know where you're heading, because it's too easy to take information on board and then go, I'm going to do it, but then life sucks you up. So the whole point in the mentorship was to bring entrepreneurs, business owners together, to have a whole day out of their business to be able to work on it rather than in it. And that's what a lot of people struggle with. So it's this kind of pulling yourself out, but then being taught new things that you probably don't know in your business, you're not aware of because we don't know what we don't know, and then having the opportunity to actually implement them rather than then leaving and thinking I need to do this at home. Opportunity in the room to do that and have a support network around you as well. So it's more of a process of having your hand held and being empowered at the same time. So over a whole 12-month period, we have the actual in-person meets, which are powerful and really important for people, not just to learn and implement, but to network and feel a part of a community as well. Because it can be lonely in business. If you're in a business and people don't have businesses like your friends and other things, you're alone. Nobody knows the pains and the struggles, or, if it's going well as well. Sometimes you need that support to go, what do I do next? What's my next direction? So it's the whole community part of it. Having somebody who supports you in what you're doing, and also someone who can go, don't do this, do that. Do this is a quicker way. Having people you can pull on, experts within the room, I literally call it the board you can't afford. That's what it is. It's like having a room full of people that if you were to have these people in your business, you would be paying hundreds and hundreds of thousands of pounds to be able to tap in to the people in the room and the experts. And it is the board that you can't afford, and having that whole support there. So we have the meets that are in person, and then we have what I call the power hours. So fortnightly, you don't go, the longest time you might ever go is fortnightly. We have the Facebook group as well, so it's there all the time for support. If you've got a question, or you're unsure of anything, or you need support, it's always there to give the person what they need and pivot them in the right direction so they don't make a mistake.
Yeah, and the results that the mentees have been getting obviously speaks for themselves as people are smashing their marketing campaigns, the people who are seeing sales go. We've got Rebecca, who's obviously creating 8-9 companies and running them successfully. Tommy, who's just gone from a one-man band van into obviously what he's doing as well. So the 6 key components that you talk into, just a quick overview on the 6 key components that you see that every business needs, and again that's cross-sector as well.
Yeah. So I developed the 6 key components because these are the things that in my business I know from experience that if I implement these areas, I will have success. And it's just a case of understanding when you need to implement them and when you need to adjust and amend them. So the first area, and it doesn't matter where they go, they're all equally important. And it's like, you can't have, in your business you can have one area performing really, really well, but one area might not be. And it's having that awareness of it. So the first area is mindset. Because I believe heavily in, if you don't have the right mindset in your business, you're going to struggle because there's going to be challenges. You're going to have to be a leader if you want to grow your business as well. And you need to be able to support people on that journey. Now, if you don't have the vision, you don't have the clarity, you don't have the actual awareness of yourself and where you're heading, how are you going to push this business forward and also support people on that journey as well? So, and it's being able to have that, not just that clarity with it, that knowing in yourself and that self-belief, So I think mindset's a huge thing because a lot of things that hold people back in life is fear. And it's all that falseness that we tell ourselves. So if you don't have that mindset and we come against barriers and we come against challenges and we don't know how to handle those, most of the time people won't take action. And that's what the mindset's about, because we all face fear. We all feel it all the time. And it's that case, I look and I think, if you don't have the mindset in your business, there's going to be things you want to do, but guess what? You're probably never going to do it. So it starts with you. It's your vision. Like, your business started with yourself. It was a vision, it was an idea. So it's whatever you implement is going to be. So I think the stronger you can be, the more grounded you can be, the more knowing of yourself you can be, and have that awareness of where you're heading and where you're going, that is the key.
For sure.
So that's the mindset area. Then another area is systemization of a business. Like, if you don't have it systemized, guess what, guys? You are literally going to be working in your business forever. Because having it systemized allows you the freedom to put things in place and to step away from it at the same time and know that it doesn't just fall to shit. It actually works. So it's about systemizing your whole processes. It's systemizing how your customer journey. It's systemizing standards. It's everything. So if you can have that in place, then everybody knows what they should be doing, and there's no grey areas. So systemization takes time, and this is the thing that gets left because people don't think it's quite sexy, and there's a bit of thought process behind it. But it's key, because if you can systemize your business, you can either step away from it and have it run without you, or you can actually sell it, because then you've got something that somebody else can take on and have value from. So that's an area of the business that just allows freedom. And then there's also the team area, which is the team building area, and that's about creating an environment in your business that you want to be part of, and the people in it, it's not just a job, it's people who you want to be around with and surround yourself with, because the old saying, you become the average of the 5 people you spend most time with. And what blows my mind in business is so many business owners create a business and then they employ people they don't like, and then they don't like the business, and it's like not rocket science. It's like bring people in and they don't enjoy their company or their time, so their values aren't aligned, and the ethos of the business is lost, and what it's all about gets lost. And I think the most amazing thing in business is you can create a team. There's no better place to be part of something where it's not a job, it's a passion, and you're around people that if they work within your team, actually they'll be your best mates. You have the choice to do that. So it's all about creating a team that is on the same page and has drive and passion with you, and that everybody benefits from that as well. And how do you do that? Like, how do you make sure you create a business that way that actually isn't just you pulling and pushing, but everybody else coming on board with you? So that's a big area of the whole part of the business, and I'm making sure as well that you know what you need to have in place and you're protected, and that you know that you're doing the things correctly as well. So that's the whole team area. And then there's marketing, which is huge. Being visible, knowing what that customer journey is, getting yourself out there, because it's a heavy lifting of a business. I hear a lot of people saying, I don't need to market. I don't need to market because people just find me, people come to me. And that's great if that's happening, because it means you're probably doing a very good service, people are happy, and they're happy to recommend you. Absolutely fabulous. But at the same time, if you are following that strategy, you are allowing somebody else to control your scalability, to control where you want to go in the business, because your business then is built on somebody either having a good experience of you and wanting to tell someone else. So how can you scale that if nobody else knows about you and you're not putting your name out there? You're just saying, I'm hoping people keep on spreading that word, and you don't know who is and who isn't going to do that. So the whole marketing is looking in the areas of traditional marketing. It's also looking in the areas of the marketing to hand right now, the social media marketing, everything there, understanding how to market correctly, understanding what figures you need to track in the background to know if it's working or not, so you don't become paralysed. Also understanding how to write a good copy, what's the principles behind that as well, and understanding your market. Well, who's your avatar? Like, who's, you don't just blank it out to everybody. Like, who are you looking for? Who's your ideal client? So it's about making sure that your marketing works hand in hand with your sales as well, and does the heavy lifting and allows you to connect with people with the right message. So that's the whole part of the marketing. And then with the sales side of it, it's about having something in place that when you get a customer in front of you, that you are able to take them on a journey through the pipeline. You have a funnel, you understand exactly where somebody is, how many touch points need to happen, you understand what it takes to convert a sale, and also you understand what your objections are. So you're able to know, is this client right for me? Am I right for this client? Where is this person right now? What do I need to provide to this client to help them make a decision and make a sale and understand what works in your business and what doesn't. Because when you have all of that there and you understand the process, that's when you're able to scale, because you're able to go, do I need to bring somebody into the business because I'm making this much money? We're at a cap right now. This works really, really well. Or do I need to put more money in my marketing? So you have this, what I say, like Mystic Meg kind of thing. You can see the future and you know you can make informed decisions on what it needs to happen in your business to make more money. So that's the whole sales area. And then the last area is actually having a handle on your finances in your business, understanding that language. You know, a lot of businesses function on just getting their profit and loss at the end of the year, but that's all data. So it's about really understanding, you know, what drives your business, what key metrics are in place, what do you understand about it? What figures, you know, how are you protecting your business? Is the pinch points coming up in your business that you don't, you know, that you need to know about, that you can put in place? So it's having that real deep understanding of the drivers behind your business that enable you to grow it, to be safe in it as well, and understand all of that language that a lot of the time people don't. You know, so you can make really informed decisions to take your business forward and grow it however big you want. So those 6 areas, that was just in a big nutshell, small nutshell, whatever you want to call it. But those 6 areas are fundamental, because it doesn't matter what your business is, doesn't matter what you sell, they all matter. You know, it doesn't. You can plug and play into any business, and if you have all 6 of them and you have them working, you know, you're only ever going to be as good as your weakest link. So it's knowing what that part of the business is and solving the problems in it. And it's not like you solve a problem and then everything's perfect forever, because the world changes. But once you know those 6 areas and you know how to implement, you understand the language behind your business and what's going on and all that key fundamental information and KPIs and all of your data, and you are using that to make decisions, then it's just a case of amending and tweaking as you go with those 6 areas.
I'm bought in, Gemma. Where do I sign? Like, 12 months is a long time, and we'll finish on that and say that I'm going to do a Gemma Sharples sign off here and say, guys, you've got 12 months in your business. Like, I've seen firsthand the mentees that have come through the mentorship program and the results that they're getting, and like I've said, we're in December, it's nearly Christmas, another year's gone by. So what can you be achieving in your business over the next sort of 12 months? Look around in this description, book a call in with Gemma. She's offering the free discovery call. It's for people who've got a desire to scale their businesses and get their profits up to 6-7 figures, and that can be you. Make 2021 your year. And like I say, get yourself looking in this description. Like, share, subscribe. And Gemma, that's been absolutely emotional. Boom, get on it. See you soon.
Thanks, guys.